Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar, and this is the recap review for Tyler Perry's Zatima. So I'm very excited. The show finally came out. I was kind of skeptical as to whether or not it really was going to come out or not because he already knew, Tyler Perry. He already knew we wanted this because we live for the characters' relationship. So it's like it's only right to give them a spinoff. We tired of all these other people in the circle, square, and everything else you want to call it. The triangles. Ooh, child, the triangles. So we definitely wanted to see them off by themselves. I feel like they don't ever get enough time to really actually showcase what all they have going on. So I'm glad that this happened. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. So the episode started out with Fatima, because I was about to say Zatima. Gotta remember, it's a combination of their names. I'm so here for it. But anyway, we see that she is packing up her place and she's about to put her stuff in storage. And so she's kind of looking kind of like, ooh, like, are we, moving too fast? Like, what is really going on? And he's like, no, we good. He over here talking about, yeah, you need to go ahead and sell your spot. And she looking at him like, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and rent it out. And so he was like, oh, so you don't think we going to make it? And so she was like, we better. Like at this point, she moving in with him. She's never done all of this before. Like, it seems like they have fallen hard for each other and fast because the way that the time moves in this show, it would make you think that on the outside looking in, it has been more time that has passed by. But unless I'm not remembering correctly, it's only been like a few weeks. I ain't gonna say two, but it's been like maybe a couple of months, but like maybe like more so some weeks. Yeah. I'm gonna say 2 months to be on the safe side. And they'd have moved in with each other. So yeah, she's kind of hesitant because it's like, child, that's a big step. But the thing is, she had to tell him, like, you know what I'm saying, I gotta hang out with my girls and I will see you when I'm done. Now I'm like, okay, your girls. So then when they go to the next scene, her girls are women we've never seen before. So I'm like, okay, at least it's not Andy and them and child. They make it seem like she ain't got no friends. And I'm like, ain't no way. Fatima is just too fabulous to not have no friends outside of Andy and them. And I mean, that ain't no shade. I'm just saying though. Like before she ever started working there, I was like, ain't no way she ain't got no other friends. Now, some people do tend to stay to themselves, so I would have understood that. But yeah, so she got these friends. And they looking at her like, girl, we ain't seen you in forever. What you got going on? And she tried to play that role like, ain't nothing going on. Just working or whatever. And they was like, Heifer, we done heard about the main. We done heard about this little boyfriend you got. So when we gonna meet him? Because you already know he has to pass that approval from us. He got to be able to get that approval. You know what I'm saying? What is really going on here? Then the other friend, one of the other friends, she's been dating someone as well. So it's so bad that they like, wait a minute. Oh, I haven't been around because you got a man. She was like, yeah, it's really new. And you know what I'm saying? He's not black. And so they was like, what? And I'm like, no, not y'all acting crazy because he ain't black. Okay. So then we see Zach and his friends that, again, are not the people that we've seen on Tyler Perry's Sisters playing basketball together. And so Zach and who is obvious, the dude that is going to be the friend's man, they are playing together versus these two other guys who I guess they're all friends. And so Zach and his friend ends up winning and they got to pay up. And so they get to talking. They're trying to figure out why they have been MIA, mainly Zach. And so the friend gonna blast him out, bust him out, put him on blast. So, oh, he in love. He got a girlfriend. They looking like, what? What you talking about? So they talking about, oh, we gonna lose another one. And they said, oh, what you talking about? It was like, you gonna fall in love and you gonna get married. And so one of the people who's doing all this talking is married. And they're looking at him like, bruh, you are married. What have you been talking about? So then they was over here talking to the friend. I guess he's like Asian or something. But anyway, the guy who Zach was playing with, I think, is it Bryce? I don't forgot what his name is. I'm gonna remember at some point. He seemed like he might be on this show. These other two, I don't know about them, but he seems like he's going to be on this show. Anyway, so they talking about how he used to sit up there and play the field and all this other stuff too. He was like, well, I found someone as well. And so they looking like, what? And so he was like, it's new, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I'm getting married, but I really like her, whatever. So I'm like, okay, then look at y'all. Trying to be mature. But the other ones, they doing the most. They read Karen. They was talking about some, no, you doing the most. Found out that he was finna move in with her and all this other stuff. So, no, you need to enjoy your freedom. You were broke and didn't have no money. And you were dealing with, what's that chick name? Karen. And now you got all this money. You need to experience life with money by having all of these thirsty heifers, pretty much, crowded all around you. You need to experience that. For some reason, that is what people equate to having wealth or a lot of money, is if you can pull in a whole lot of heifers, screw a whole lot of heifers while having money. It's different. It's supposed to be a different experience. I'm just like, I imagine that it's not. But anyway, he done went to the house. He at the house. He done beat Fatima to the house. So Fatima is there, and he looking like, dang. Because she got on this little outfit, and he was like, you like it? He was like, I love it. So they get to talking. And so they were like, look, I did have a good time hanging out with my friends. Did you have a good time hanging out with your friends? And he was like, yeah, and all of that. So it got to a point where they pretty much agreed that they do need to spend time and get to know each other's friends and all of that. And so he had already made a promise to her that some things was going to go down, some thighs and butt cheeks were going to get spread. So he picked her up and took her to the bedroom. So I was like, no, y'all didn't. They done went and took them. They done went to the next scene, and we see the aftermath where he butt naked. And like, he is like butt naked. I don't know if a towel is covering his member like in real life, because he has nothing on. She butt naked, and it's just the way that she's sitting. You can't see her breast. You can't see her butt. You can't see, the vagine. And so it just is what it is. So they're talking, and you know how most dudes seem to be after sex. They want you to get up out their face. Most of them ain't trying to spoon. They not trying to pillow talk. Not for real. Not unless they are serious about you. So she was like, well, I'm finna go take a bath or whatever. So he was like, I want you next to me. I don't want you to leave me or whatever. So she was like, what? Oh, you fell in love. I got you. You done fell in love. And so he was like, what? I already tell you that all the time. And she was like, no, it's different. We understand that we love each other. But for you to be in love with me, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be like, oh, okay, I ain't here for that. Like, get away from me and all that. Because most dudes, they want you to get away. They trying to go do everything. They probably trying to go play the game, go to sleep, do all this other stuff. But he wants to still be up under her after the festivities are over. So it's like, okay, wait a minute. So anyway, before she go and take her bath, he's like, look, she was just like, look, before we have everything that we gonna do tomorrow, because I think that they're gonna try to have dinner the following night. She was like, you need to get all that stuff resolved. If I can find a way to get her to come over here so that we can get the DNA test done, are you here for it? Like, do you trust me? And so he was like, I mean, I already know that child ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? Earlier in the episode, he said he already know that baby ain't his, and Karen's baby is more than likely not his. And it was a situation where found out she was pregnant before, well, she ended up becoming pregnant before they really became serious like that. And I'm just like, child, it is what it is. Anyway, they're going to have to figure it out, because we all know Fatima is very resourceful. She's going to do whatever it is she needs to do to get things going. So the next morning is upon them, and she go outside, Zach outside cleaning his car. So she roll up on him, slap him on the butt. I'm like, yeah, you better do that, because y'all need to learn how to get with the program, because y'all want to slap us on the butt all the time, but y'all don't want us to do that. I ain't here for that. I like to smack a man on the booty. Yeah, I'm here for it. I like booty. I like grabbing booties. It's a man's booty that's mine. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so they talking, and so she was just like, I'm going to work or whatever. Trying to figure out what her car at. He was all your car over there. So she's over here under the impression that the car is like around the other side of the house or something. Cause I'm looking in the driveway. I was like, what is going on here? I was like, did she upgrade and they're about to talk about it now? Is that what's going on? No, this man went out and bought her a car. So she was like, oh my gosh, Zach, no, you didn't. Like, you gotta be cautious of how you're spending your money. Da, 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 da. Trying to give him a little lecture. He was like, look, I ain't trying to hear all that. I wanted to do this for you. And she was like, oh my gosh. And he was like, okay, does this not make you happy? She was like, yeah, but I mean, whew, it is what it is. So anyway, she ended up being happy. He sees her off to work. And when she pulls off, the friend pull up. And he was talking about the folks that came by, they called or whatever, talking about they're gonna come and see him about all that money that he has. And so he has apparently coached him on what he needs to say. He's taught him about the stocks that he invested in. So I guess they've practiced. And so however he laid it out to him and the way that he related back to him, he feels as though he is very ready for them. So if they do come at him hard, they still should not be able to, cart him off to jail. So anyway, Fatima then went off. Like when she left out, she said she had a stop to make before she come home. The stop was to the strip club where the baby mama worked. So she rolled up and she looking for the heifer. And so somebody rolled up on her like, what are you doing here? We ain't doing amateur night. Now I actually thought she was going to come at her from a perspective like she see all of that. Like she see what all she's working with and that it might have been an autumn type of situation where everybody finna be hating because they see what's going on here and everybody finna live for her. But no, she was talking about some ain't no amateur night and all this other stuff. She was just like, girl, ain't nobody here for that. I'm looking for somebody in particular. She spotted the heifer. She rolled up and she was like, so I'm Fatima. I'm Zach's girlfriend, and I'm gonna need for you to come up off of a paternity test. And so she was like, as soon as he run me that child support, and then the other heifers in the room started laughing along with her. And I'm like, girl, you don't know who you're dealing with. Now, I don't know why, but I just instantly started clutching my pearls. Because I was just like, so many things are happening, Lord. Just so many things. So, she was like, oh, so you from the hood, you from the streets or something like that. And so Fatima, she said that to the heifer. And so she was just like, yeah, I'm from the streets. And so she was like, okay. I tried to be nice. So then the woman trying to figure out what she talking about, like what that supposed to mean. Fatima took that heifer and slammed her face into the wall. I was like, no. And she was like, now, if I tell you to be at my house at 6:00 tomorrow night or tonight or whatever day it was, around the time she gonna have dinner, you better be there. I better not have to say it again. And so she was like, you are crazy. And she was just like, yeah, you just don't know. And I was like, and I was saying at the same time, like, yes, Alpha, she is crazy. Yes, she's very crazy. So anyway, Fatima and Zach are at the house and, they're dressed for the occasion. They're going to be meeting the other friend. And, she doesn't know that the man is his friend. Anyway, so before they arrive, he is telling her that, the folks are planning to come and see him and all of that. And so she does not trust the friend. Like, Fatima don't trust nobody, and I'm here for that. Because it's just sometimes people just come off too good to be true. And that's really what it is. And I'm hopeful that he ain't no foolishness like that. So we gonna see. But anyway, it just be doing too much sometimes. But, y'all, these people been trying me today. I'm like, what it did? Y'all, I'm sorry. I had to figure out what was going on because they've been trying me today with my accounts and things. Anyway, let me get back to this. So she was just like, look, I don't even want to talk about this because at this point he talking about some, depending on how everything go, he might go to jail And she was like, look, don't worry about all that. You know, if you didn't do what you did, you would have still been a baggage handler at the airport and all this other stuff. You would have been broke and whatever, whatever. And so he was like, but I might be going to jail. And I'm like, yeah, you right, sir. You definitely are right on that. But she was just like, ain't nobody trying to hear that right now. And I was like, I know that's right. So anyway, the friends arrive. So she sees her friend, and then she sees his friend, finds out that that's his friend, and it's like, wow, wow. So the ladies go off to the side, and so she was just like, look, I already knew him because that's Zach's friend or whatever. I knew of him, so to speak, but I don't know him like that. And so she was like, well, so, I mean, like, do you like not like him or something? She was like, look, I'm getting to know him. And she's only saying this because Zach literally just told her, like, girl, I'm gonna need for you to calm down. I trust him. I don't think he would have nothing to do with this because in Fatima's mind, he might be ops at this point. He is ops. What is going on here? And so they go back over to the guys and they're having wine, and then there's a knock or a ring at the door, and it ends up being the baby mama. No, it wasn't even the baby mama. It was the other friend. And so Zach slammed the door in her face. And I was like, wait a minute. I don't know why I didn't catch it at first. I said, let me rewind. Rewound it. And I was like, okay, what is this reaction about? I was like, it better not be what I think it is. And of course, it was because this is somebody who Fatima is friends with, but didn't know that this was somebody that Zach has slept with it before. So the friend had to go ahead and spill that tea. And I'm just like, Lord. So we got to figure out how this is going to go. Like, is she going to stay friends with the helper or not? Anyway, y'all, that was the episode. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap review. Please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. And let's talk about it down in the comment section.